Hello everybody, welcome back to Pillars in the Shop. I don't know if y'all remember this old table from a couple months ago. It was the one I picked up on the side of the road, and we took the legs off of it and we took the rails out of it that would open it up, and or close it back up to this size, or you could open it up, put a leaf in the middle of it. And we were going to do something different with it. So we thought about like putting the leaf in the middle of it, making it kind of an oblong shape, painting it up, and have it look like a Easter egg. And then we could take the leaf out, shove it together, and kind of get this round look, and have it to be a Christmas ornament. Now, of course, the artwork we did on it was going to have to work out so that when you open it up, put the leaf in it, it was obvious it was a Easter egg. And we took the leaf out, closed it up, it was obvious that it was a Christmas ornament. Well, there's a lot of hard thinking, a lot of designs, a lot of wasted paper, graphite out of a pencil. We decided we weren't smart enough to do that, so we're going to do something different. We're going to paint it white, then we're going to get a graphic, vinyl graphic, adhesive graphic that you can put on like you see on windows and stuff on stores and businesses of our logo, and put it on there. Then we're going to put epoxy resin on top of that and cover it, and use it for kind of like a sign, make it all weather. We may put it outside or inside. I think that's something maybe we can do. But the Easter egg / Christmas ornament was way over our head. As you can see, we've been prepping the table, sanding it, getting it smooth, getting it ready to paint. And I brought it up to Candace that I think we need to do something about the crack down the center. You know, that's where the leaf would go. And I think it's a pretty good sized crack. And maybe we ought to fill it in. Well, she uses that Bondo on all her furniture. And she has this new kind to use. And she told me to try this. It ought to work just fine. And this says here, let's see if I can get it where you can read it. Fills pinholes, scratches, minor dings, and hairline cracks. Okay. You say so, sis. We're going to put it in there. All right, reading directions. First thing catches my eye is flammable, liquid, and vapor. It's a good thing I don't smoke. Oh, this here is good too. Let's see if I can get where y'all can see it. Prolonged or repeated exposure may affect the lungs. This furniture business is some dangerous business, guys. It's not for the faint of heart. Precautions. Vapor may cause flash fire. Keep away from heat, sparks, flame, and source of static discharge. And of course, wait, hold it. Using adequate ventilation. Do not swallow. I'm glad they told me that. Or thoroughly after handling. Keep out of reach of children. Well, I'm not going to read the first aid stuff because I don't think I'm going there with all that. Anyway, we get it put on there and we'll see what it looks like. So my lovely assistant decided to come outside here and do something with me. You know, I kind of got to drag this along myself. We ain't never used this before, so actually what I'm doing is she got some more stuff she wants to use this on, and she's gonna practice on this, because this is for us. This is not a piece that we're gonna sell or anything like that. Hopefully it's gonna work out pretty good. We'll see when she gets done, when I get her sanded. All right, Candace put the first layer on there. But we believe we're going to let it dry and hit it again. Because this is probably going to dry up, kind of fill it pretty good. And then the second layer should top it off. Then when that dries, we'll sand her. Then we'll be getting ready to paint. Well, it's the next day, and it looks like her Bondo has dried pretty good. So we'll get the old palm sander out and see how well it sands up and see if this will get it done so we can get the painting. Yeah, here we go. Right there, not much more. All right, that's pretty smooth. I think I'm just gonna wipe her down a little bit, get it good and clean. Trying to decide if I'm gonna paint today or not. I should, but the weather's not really paint weather. Kind of raining off and on. It's not supposed to rain tomorrow, but it's gonna rain all next week. I mean, all the rest of the week. So probably I'll go ahead and get it done if I can. All right, when we start getting my paint stuff together, and we'll go from there. Well, first we gotta wipe it down, then we'll go from there. All right, I'm gonna wipe it down with some paint thinner, get it good and clean, get the oil stuff off of it before I apply some paint to it. And I believe in wearing gloves on my hands when I'm dealing with chemicals and paint too. I don't want it all over my hands, under my nails and my cuticles. Then you got to take a week to wear off. Papa, you've been painting your fingernails and blah, blah, blah. But a little thing I do that help me with these gloves, even though I don't have the biggest hands, I still got pretty good paws, is I put baby powder on my hands. And this may actually be cornstarch rather than baby powder. I don't know, because I've had so long. The label done fell off. It doesn't matter. I suggest take a little of this, put it in your hands, and rub your hands together. Rub your hands together. Of course, I get down with it. Before you try to put them gloves on. Now, I'm lucky these gloves here are kind of big. So they go on pretty easy. But I have some other ones that are real snug. And this sure makes a difference. especially if you're working outside in the summertime or when the temperature's up a little bit, your hands a little clammy, struggling to get those gloves on. Put a little that baby pop. I used to put it in the shop, put it in your paint house, where you keep your paint. Wherever you may need to be wearing gloves, and just use don't take much, just use a little bit, about a tablespoon or so. Rub your hands together, flicking them right up, kind of keeps them dry. And when you get through, you take your gloves off, your hands smell like a baby's behind. It don't get no better than that. Okay, it's time to wipe this thing down. All right, I'm just gonna say it's paint thinner. I think it says it's just 100% mineral spirits. That's fine. I'm just gonna pour a little on there. Behind it. This rag. Wipe her down real good. Be sure to get the edges. And I may do this a couple times till my rag is coming out clean. Set it on the floor that way, I'll knock it over, kick it over. Uh-oh. Sister give me a little spot right there. She got Bondo on, I didn't see it, right off the edge. No problem. I'll get that in just a second. All right, I'm gonna put a couple more, wipe this down a couple more times till I like it and I think it's good and clean. And then we'll try to do some painting. All right, the table is clean. And all the cleaner I put on it is dried up. So now we're going to get ready to paint. And it's going to show you what I'm going to use. I'm going to use this paint for this application. My primary reason is it was the cheapest one I could find. So it's the best one. So we're going to use this paint, this roller, same criteria. Cheapest one I could find. And of course, a paint pan to pour it in. And run my roller through there. Load it up. Well, you just don't get no better than that. So, let me get this camera set up and we'll go to painting. I got the paint shook up pretty good. Oh, it opened up real easy. I'm shocked. That's just because of me. I just know what I'm doing. Oh, yeah. We'll stop right there and add more as we need it. All right. Get this old roller loaded up here. It'll take a little bit to load it up. It may take several coats to get this like we want it. I think what I'll probably do is I'll put one coat on this way, get it nice and smooth, and I'll come back with a coat the other direction. I may do that 2 or 3 times. I don't think I'll have to sand it. If I do, I'll use a very pretty fine sandpaper, fine grit, but we'll see. I like painting with a roller so much better than painting with a brush. I get everything be able to paint with a brush, and I have paint strokes in it. And I know there's technique on how to paint it. Paintbrush. Oops, got the finger in that one. How to paint it with a paintbrush and leave or make it streak free, but I'm not that good. One thing I can tell you about using a roller is let the roller roll. You want it to roll like that. You skid it, and you get this kind. You want it to roll. I think this project's going to turn out pretty nice. Like I say, it's not going to be a project to flip. This is for our own use. We're going to get a vinyl sticker of our logo, about the size of this table, put it on there. Then we're going to go back with that oh God, we call that stuff as clear. You pour it on there, it smooths out real smooth. I'll take that over here in a minute. Go back with that. Kind of seat it on there. And the other day I could tell you what that was. I know y'all done figured it out. Sorry about that. There's my holding my tarp down so I don't get paint all over my floor. Epoxy. I'm gonna put epoxy resin cover over it. We think it's gonna look pretty good, and that'll help kind of make it somewhat I'm not gonna say weatherproof, but weather resistant. We have it outside for whatever reason. I know I'm out of the camera a lot, but can't capture it all. But you guys done enough painting your days. You know what's going on. All right, well, I'm going to go run over with this roller a few times, kind of get some of the streaks out of it, let it dry, and put several more coats on it. And we'll see if I'm going to have to sand it or not. Oops. Well, this is 4 coats. The table looks good, but I do not like that center, that joint. Obviously, I should have done a lot more sanding, got it closer like it is to the edges. You know, like I said, this is something we're doing just as a test to try out. We see how this edge look. Yeah, this edge is a little better. And we're gonna put a vinyl sticker on it with our logo, so probably most of that will be hidden. Still, that's really no excuse. I'll talk to Candace if she'll wants me to sand on that some more and repaint it, I can do that. If not, there's a good chance that the logo is going to hide that. But nonetheless, if we were doing this for someone or doing this to sell, we wouldn't accept that. We'd get rid of it. We would sand it till we got it right, or we wouldn't use this piece at all. But for what we're going to do with it, we're going to hang it here in the shop. Ain't very many people going to see it, but just us. We may just leave it like it is. But other than that, the paint looks good. I like the paint. I'm not too sure if we need to sand it with a real fine grit sandpaper or not, but Candace gives it okay. We're going to go from there. It's going to take a few more days for me to get that graphic in. And once it gets here, we'll get back on this and get it on there. Then we'll see about putting that epoxy on top of it. So I'll see y'all when that gets here. All right, Candace come out and had a look at the table. And what she said made sense. We found that table out at the curb in front of a house. I don't know how old it is. And what we suspect is over the years, enough stuff was spilt on it that it swole that wood up underneath there just a little bit. And we can sand it down flat, but it's a good chance we'll sand through the formica and get into that wood. And that wood's just going to be pressed wood, y'all know what I'm talking about. And then I guess we could do that and then go back over it with that Bondo and sand it again. But that's a lot of trouble for something this is a learning thing. We're just trying to see if we can do this. So I think we're going to leave it in there. Go forward what we were talking about earlier. And call this one and that learning experience and what to possibly expect if we ever do anything else like this. So, when I get the graphics in and I forgot that stuff again. You know what I'm talking about. Makes it all shiny and hard. It's on the tip of my tongue. Anyway, we get all that in, we'll be back. We'll finish this rascal up. We'll see you then. Who are you? Who are you?
Captain America, because I have weapons.
What kind of weapon you got? A broom?
Yeah, the broom weapon.
Is that what Captain America uses for a weapon? A broom? I thought he had a shield. Who?
And there's a new update for Taven, and they get like a new house. And if you go all the way down on the backpack, you can see like a trick or treat bag.
Oh yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Alright, I'm gonna tell you this.
Well, we got our logo in, as I told you before. And I think we're going to try to stick it on here. Now, that's something we've never done before. It may work out real well, and we may never see it again after today. We're going to do what we can with it, because my expert logo applier says she knows everything we got to do. So, where do we start, sis?
So, we start by watching a video showing us how to get this.
Did we watch that video, sis?
I did not watch that video.
I did not, because that was your job. Right.
We're going to do like we do everything else around this shop, and we're going to wing it and see how it turns out.
I'm good with winging.
Okay. So you think
Do
that's...
you like that? Do you think that's about what we wanted?
No, I think it's too far over this way.
All right, move it. We need a measure? I got a tape measure. I got a tape measure. I got a tape measure. Oh, here it is. say that's 5.5.
You gonna let me? Okay.
That's 5 and 2 of those marks.
What about 5 1/4? I don't know. 5.5.
That's 5.5?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm 1/8 inch off, so we're gonna stop there. You think that's pretty good the other way? I got 5 3/4.
You don't trust me to measure it?
5 1/4. Did you say something?
Yep.
Okay.
Which way we need to go with it?
Need just a little bit. We're about to call that good. 5 1/4. Something like that. Like this twisted like straight, like you know. That's the thing about round on round is you really can't get it out of a whack like this. You can see that. See the out of whack like
Standing right in
this.
front of y'all.
Can't really get it out of whack like this because everything's round. So all you get in the center, it's not gonna matter.
You want to just leave tape there?
Yeah, that should hold it down. You put one in the center, you want to. That's a piece of the wall. We don't want the whole thing to move when we start bending back the backing.
Yeah. Oh, I guess I can put that over here. We're about halfway. Stretch it as much as possible. Actually, go ahead and get that folder first. A little bit.
All right. So what would you do? Just kind of lift that up and just pull that.
Yeah, and then pull the rest out.
Okay.
With it, which might keep you over here for support on this side.
Yeah. Ease it down.
Hmm?
No, but
Oh, sorry.
man, it's the logo. No.
Yeah.
No, I ain't saying much because neither one of us has ever done this. And we're trying to wait and see who we can blame it on if it don't work out. But I think it's gonna be okay.
Yeah. I think one thing about our channel is we never want to show y'all something that we wouldn't really do in everyday life. I mean, we just figure out things as it go. You know what I mean?
We're not professionals.
No.
Don't make it fun.
Some of our videos might be showing you really what not to do rather than what to do.
Learn from, see, this way you can learn from Candace's mistakes.
Yeah. I'm just wondering, yeah, it's sticking.
Right, thanks, Ray, for pulling her off.
Well, I was actually noticing going around my finger was kind of flattening the letters,
Okay.
pushing them down to the board.
Okay.
Maybe even the heat from your fingers. Kind of help it. Really sharp. Heat right there. I think we'll probably do it slowly by slowly. Start pulling this up, and if any of the logos coming off, yeah, then we'll. Oh yeah, I forget there's a seam on.
We can't do that. Wanna do it this
Oh,
way
like
then?
do the
You wanna do it this way instead of that way, since it's the same?
what?
No, go ahead.
There you go. You kind of do it as I come towards it, and I think that might help too, huh? Oh, we're moving now. Do this right here.
Where?
The top of the shop. This little piece right here. You go and get this piece off. Oh, shoot, that is perfect.
That's just the edge, well, it gets past the edge. we'll do it.
Alright, we got one clear piece off. Looking pretty good.
Is there another seam or is that it?
I think that's it.
Quick. Just the edge, appears to be just the edges of the logo or whatever is what's wanting to kind of come up with the backing.
The letters are probably what's going to be pretty tedious.
Okay,
Let's probably do a good.
hold it up, don't let it lay back on there.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, this is my spot right here. There we go. There we go.
It's almost like if you rub it good enough and get a little bit of that heat.
Body heat with it.
Yeah.
Lord knows I got body heat.
Oh, that you. Oh, hold on. Slowly try to smooth it back down. Or just go in at it down.
You ain't gonna see it.
It's still not.
You get started, you get the very beginning of it, then lay down, and the rest of it will just stay for with you. The rest of it will stay.
Oh.
Another thing I'm learning is don't let this here go back too far because it re-sticks. See that?
Woo! We did it, guys.
A little wrinkle right there. It's not gonna notice it.
Yeah, I mean, there's little imperfections, but I think that suits us kind of well. Huh.
I like it.
I like it too.
It's gonna be real nice.
You know, when I made this logo, I found this font, and we just liked it. And since then, I've gone back trying to find this font, and I cannot figure out what it is. So, if anyone has any suggestions on how to figure out what a font name is, I'm all ears. Good.
All right. Our next thing to do is we're gonna put that 2-part epoxy on it, get it sealed. Then we're gonna find some place to hang it. Probably hang it over there on the Candace paint shop or something. Maybe in here. I don't know about in here, but we'll see. We don't want to get ruined the weather really, but we'll make.
We're hoping that epoxy though will.
Hoping that epoxy will seal it. I mean, we may even have to flip it over and epoxy the other side to seal it completely. Because it's just, we know these tables, if y'all have seen before, are just pressed wood. And they only stand so much moisture. That's the reason why we have this hump here in the middle. That's that pressed wood that's swollen up over the years from sodas or whatever, drinks getting spilled on it, And I'm sure the table's probably, God, who knows, 20 years old.
Yeah.
And as I said earlier, we could have sanded this out, but we'd have gotten that pressed wood and we made it cause more problems than it's worth, because it's just going to be for us, a sign for us. But the next thing to do is put that 2-part epoxy on it, seal it. Then when we get ready to do that, then we will bring it all along, let y'all watch that'd be our first to go at that too. But so far, for a bunch of amateurs, not too bad.
Yeah, looking good. So we'll see y'all when we are doing the epoxy, which is also going to be a first time for us. So
Right.
Stay tuned.
And we'll probably try to do that. It's kind of like the day today. We'll probably try to do that maybe tomorrow. Because right now it's warmed up just enough. It's the perfect temperature. It's in the 70s. That's what that epoxy likes. Temperatures like that. They don't like it too hot or too cold. And the weather seems to be just about right for it now. So till then, guys. Well, I'm saying till then, it's all gonna be on the same video. But
yeah, we'll see you in 5 seconds.
Next thing, yeah, right. Next time you see us, we'll be epoxy. All right, well, we have the epoxy now, and earlier, I went ahead and put down what's called a seal coat on it. It's a real thin coat you put on your surface or whatever you're doing. Kind of like it's self-explanatory, like I said, it's to seal it. Then you go back about 3 to 4 hours later, and you put what's called a flood coat on it. That's where you get your depth, and that's your last coat. Well, you can actually do more than that. If you waited 4 hours, you could do another flood coat. And you could actually build it up gradually by a quarter inch at a time. We're just going to do one and stop right there. That's just how much of the stuff I bought. But like I said earlier, I did the seal coat, and we first did it, it looked pretty good, but not looking so good now. I'll show y'all what I mean. You see it's kind of shiny, and we first did it, and I think you can see some reflection of some light in there. It looks real good, but the problem we have here is I don't have a shop that's dust free. You can see in some of the little divots and stuff like that. Those weren't there when I did it 2.5 hours ago. It was very smooth and very slick and looked very nice. But over the past 2.5 hours from this shop not being sealed up, or I don't want to say dust free, I don't know if you'd ever get dust free, but it's pretty wide open. So We've had quite a bit of dust come in here and land on it. If I was doing it for someone else, I don't know. I know we couldn't, they wouldn't accept this. I wouldn't blame them. Matter of fact, if you look right here, I don't know if y'all can see that. That's just a bad spot. That's not what I want to show you. It's right here. Something flew in here and landed there. I would probably do more damage trying to get that off of there than just leaving it. Like I said, we're going to hang it on the wall of Candace's paint shop. I think next time we do this, we're going to do it in the paint shop. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to mix up my flood coat. I'm going to pour it, and I'm going to close up the shop for the day and let it sit overnight. And then when I get back tomorrow, we'll have a look at it, see how it turned out. I'm not going to make y'all sit through me applying this stuff. For one reason is I'm an amateur. This is my first time. And second reason is that there's hundreds, if not thousands, of videos on YouTube of people who do it all the time that could tell you a lot better than I can. So I'll come back in the morning. This thing will be completed, and we'll have a look at it and see how it looks then. All right, guys, it's the next day. Actually, it's about 2 in the afternoon, and hey, I'm kind of surprised. It turned out a lot better than I thought it was going to. Might have been a little bit too hard on myself yesterday. So let's have a look. Well, I'm not sure how well y'all gonna be able to see it, but it has very few bubbles in it, if any. I've not found many. I found a few things like this, where it didn't drip completely over the edge. I might have been a little short on the amount of material I poured on there. And you can still see some of the debris on it from I showed you guys yesterday. Matter of fact, I think that's an eyelash right there. But all in all, not bad. I'm not mad at it. For what we're going to do with it, I think it's going to be just fine for a sign for us. Now, don't get me wrong. You know, a sign's supposed to represent what you're doing. So you want it to be perfect. Well, we never claim to be perfect on stuff like this. We're pretty good with furniture. This was something new, something we wanted to try. And we may do some more of it later in the future. But every time we do something, we learn something. And we just get better and better. And that's all you can ask. Anyway, I'm going to say from scale 1 to 10, I'll give it a 5. That's maybe be a little generous, but I still like it. Maybe I'm a little biased. All right, I'm going to call this the project complete. All in all, like I said, I'm pretty happy with it. We're going to sure hang it up. Hang on and show everybody that this is the name of the little company we got. I don't call it a company. But this is what we call ourselves and what we do. And we're going to try to get the word out more and more. But anyway, I don't know how instructional this was for anybody. I wasn't trying so much to be instructional, just letting y'all see what I was doing. But hey, you know, be sure and like, subscribe, comment. We'd love to hear from you. And maybe we'll be back with some more stuff here shortly. Hang in there this season.